light and heat. Time to take a stand, boys, time to make a choice. Time to find our courage, time to be deployed. Make our only stand here, make our roads complete. All we waited for now, past and future meet. Get your weapons ready, kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Settle wrong from right. In the time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go.
Welcome, everybody, to the show. What is going on, my Arvanauts? How is life, the universe, and everything? It is good to see everyone today. Welcome to December 4th in the big city, and later than I normally get on. I apologize, but I had to pick up my daughter after school, and other things were going on, so I ended up getting on a little later than normal. I apologize, but I hope that everyone is doing all right, and that you are ready for the conclusion of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney by Capcom. It is good to see everyone today. And what is up, people? Hello, Wyval. Hello, Samsoner. Excuse me. Hello, Prince Line. What's up, Diddy? Hello, Messiah. What is up, Mercurius? What's going on, Lightway? What is up, Porquitos? What is up, Grand Duke? Hello, Dragon Spear. What is up, Build? What is up, Arcades? What is going on, Apples? What is up, Xanos? What is up, Thor? Hello, Shadowed Mage. What is up, Series Runner? Hello, Series Runner. What's going on, dude? What's up, Lego Freak? What is up, Satobo? What is up, everyone? It's a pleasure to see everyone. And yeah, thanks for, and by the way, while I'm on the subject, thank you, Grand Duke. I noticed that you actually posted on the Reddit thread that I started. And I wanted to mention that in addition to the things that Shadowed Mage was so excellently revealing to you guys, the CTT, the click-to-tweet stuff, joining the YouTube channel to get my past broadcasts, and joining the Steam group, which is now up to 176 members, so we are definitely going up there. YouTube, I think, is at 91 or 92 subscribers now, if I'm not mistaken, and the the Steam group is up to 176 subscribers. That's awesome. So those things are much appreciated. In addition to that, there is one other thing that you can do now, and that is if you check out this. Actually, that. If you head over there and upvote that thread, I started an account and a thread on Twitch Reddit, and Grand Duke was one of the people who was kind enough to make a nice comment on it and to upvote it. So that's good. Just more sort of, information and getting stuff out. So more of that stuff that you can get is always helpful. So I appreciate it. Sleepless on the East Coast. Yeah, I hear you, Light. I hear you, man. So if you guys are able to do that, that would be much appreciated. And that's a good way to sort of spread the word about the stream. We are right now at about 2,416 followers, I believe. So we are moving steadily on towards 2,500 when I'm going to apply for partnership again. And yeah, so you guys are a big part of that. So thank you so much, as always, for being a part of the show. I have heard, yeah, I know. I hadn't had a chance to do it, Grand Duke. I think it was just because I finally had a Wednesday. Normally I drop my daughter off on school on Wednesday, and then I do a lot of writing and or grading, and I've been so swamped with grading and writing, I actually had about a 15-minute stretch when I could actually do something else, and I was like, let me go do this Reddit thing, because I've been meaning to do it for a while. So, oh, cool. Thanks, Shadow. Yeah, thanks, Thanos. I'm not surprised. But anyway, so I decided to finally put myself on there. I actually have something on the Twitch. I have a Reddit account because I did an Ask Me Anything as my author name. But as far as Arvin Eleron is concerned, I hadn't done anything on the Twitch side. So we'll see. You'll get to it once beer is done. Yeah, I saw that you were brewing beer. My roommate used to brew beer back in the day, did he? So as I recall, it was a lot like smelling molasses, and then a lot of like filling the bathtub with cold ice water or something, and then doing so. I never really understood it. I don't drink, so it was kind of lost on me. But anyway, you abstained for voting in protest. Oh, yeah. Well, Reddit, it's just another way to sort of, get the word out. Obviously, Reddit is not the only place in the world, but it's just another, option that's available. In answer to your question, Dragon, yes, I do know that Steam is doing streaming. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, and it was interesting because I was watching, I think actually when I went on to Reddit, I had noticed that there was a thread there where people were asking about the impact of Hitbox on Twitch. What's up, Strike? The impact of Hitbox on Twitch. And one of the things that was being talked about was, is Hitbox a real threat to Twitch? And the people were like, no, Hitbox is not a threat. But if Valve ever really decides that they want to get into streaming hardcore, the consensus was that Twitch is in huge trouble because Steam's established user base is crazy. So the question is, do they want to do that, or do they just want to make it something where it makes it easier for people to check out games? Because Steam is enormous, obviously. And if Steam ever really decided, if Valve ever decided to hardcore get into streaming, it would be interesting to see what happens. So we would see if that happened. To using auto-tune? Not so much. I'm not an auto-tuner. I'd have to figure out. I don't even know if I could get myself out of tune enough to make the auto-tune sound work. I'd have to figure out how that works. I assume you guys have seen the auto-tune news before. Auto-tune news is pretty funny stuff. But anyway, it is a pleasure to see everyone. Schedule-wise, we are going to be finishing up. We are in the last day and on the last episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So the epic conclusion is coming up now. Then we are moving on to Ultima Underworld. That's up next. And we're going to finish up Ultima Underworld. And when that's done, it is on to Dragon Age Inquisition. So that is the tale. Yeah, series. Holy cow, series. You have like a 3-minute delay? Good God. What's up, Batty? I need the official I am T-Pain microphone. Yeah. Nice. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So Ultima Underworld after Phoenix Wright, and then Dragon Age Inquisition is up next. So I am looking forward to it. Yeah, but this has been a ton of fun. I've had a ton of fun with Phoenix Wright. It's been a great time, and I am going to play the other games in the series, definitely, but not right away, because I do want to give them a break and, try some other games there as well. So with that said, I think the time has come for us to get underway here, because I'm starting late, so I'm not going to be on as long as I might normally be. So as a consequence, let's get rid of that, and turn on that. Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone. I hope everyone on the internet is doing well. And you haven't caught up to you yet. I'm only on day 2. Oh, well, you're going to have to speed up the time frame, Apples. It's not like you didn't have time, man. I've been playing Phoenix Wright. I stopped my Ultima Underworld playthrough when Shadow of Mordor came out. I played Shadow of Mordor, Legend of Grimrock 2, I played The House of Hell, and I played this. I played 4 games now in between, man. Sorry, I can't help you, you know. What's up, Caged? It's impossible. Yeah, so Xanos, have you had your first day on the job? Have you had your first day on the job or not? It's the right cap. There you go, Messiah. I want to get another cap, actually. I need to go back to Gorin Brothers. There's a store in New York called Gorin Brothers. It's actually elsewhere, too. I think they have one in Seattle, one in Minnesota, and a couple other places that sell hats that I like. And I got a couple of hats from them that I like, but they haven't... This one I got from Nordstrom's, of all places. So I need to get one that's sort of like this, because I like the look of this, and I like the feel of it. But I would like to have a couple of other different colors and things like that to try as well. So we will see. I'm going to do that as well. Hoot, Arv, hoot. The time has come. Nice. Oh, you're playing Pokemon, Wyval. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And then I understood it. I like System Shock. Well, I think System Shock and System Shock 2 are both very good games. And I actually have watched... You know who loves System Shock? Is Series Runner. Series loves System Shock. Okay. Orientation is Sunday, training starts Monday, soft open is 15th. Okay, cool. But what was I going to say? Oh, so the thing for me, though, is that System Shock is a good game, clearly. The problem is that it is a game that is not, I mean, it's got a million jump scares, and it's like bleak, set in space, alien ship type thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like... I don't like jump scares, as people know. And so getting a game that is all about jump scares is not a game that I want to sort of get into. But it's certainly a good game. It's just not my thing. I know. No, I know. I remember, man. I remember. You got so upset with that game. It was crazy. It was crazy. I know, man. It is. But it's funny because those guys, I mean, Looking Glass Studios did System Shock. And those are the same guys that did the original Thief. So, I mean... You know, Thief was, obviously, you guys know Thief is amazing. I love Thief. I should play I Have No Mouth and I'm Gonna Scream. Oh, my God, man. I Have No Mouth and I'm Gonna Scream is a great story, and I actually have played a little bit of that game years ago. I don't even know where I found it. I think I had it as like a demo in a magazine or something like that. I don't know where I found it, but you actually know, I don't know if you've ever played that Strike, but you know that the computer voice is actually Harlan Ellison. Did you know that? That the author of I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream was actually the voice of the computer in that game. So, yeah, no jump scares at all. Yeah, that's true. Just like super bleak and depressing. Yeah. But anyway. Well, it is a pleasure to see you. Hey, what's up, Lawkeeper? What's up, Law? It is a pleasure to see everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Love you all. You're all the best. No, it's not it's not scary like that. Well, that story, Messiah. Have you read the story? The story is, I mean, the story is horrifying. It's an incredible story. It was at one time the most reprinted story in the English language. An incredible story. Yeah, it's not uplifting. It's not optimistic, you know? So that's the deal. Anyway, all right, so I think it is time, folks, for us to get to the bottom of this case. The cliffhanger. The time has come for us to take down Gant, because I'm convinced Gant is the one who's behind this. And so, the time has come, people. Justice will prevail. And actually, speaking of justice, I need to get my sound ready here. That's interesting, Xanos, actually. Okay, there we go. Just want to make sure I had that set. Glorious 1080p. All right. Oh, and let me fix... something screwy happened with Chrome just before I came on, so let me recapture that window quickly. I have to say, Wyval, that right now the language you're using sounds very similar to... Makes me feel the way I feel when I'm listening to people describe League of Legends. It's like a language that clearly has some internal coherency, but it makes no sense to me. All right, I'm gonna jungle. All right, well, I'm gonna go mid top lane, and I'm gonna go bottom jungle, top lane, middle jump. And you're like, okay, what did you just say? League of Legends. So I feel like you're like the Torchic with speed boost and Blazikenite and a Farfetch'd called Quackling. I'm like, those are mostly English words, and those that aren't are definitely composed of letters that are used in the English language. But I have no idea what you just said. Oh gosh. All right, let's get this show on the road. All right, Desmoon. There we go. Oh. There we are. Hey, what's up, gent? It's Simlish. Some of those words were words. Some of the words were words. Do I even Pokemon? I do not, Thorg. I have played the original. I played the first ever Pokemon on Game Boy. I don't think I won it, but I played it. That is as much of the Pokemon Red, Blue, Emerald, Fire, Dirt, Mud, Sapphire, Gold, Brass, Twist of Lemon, whatever the new ones are. All of those I have not played, but I played the first one. Every day I'm quackling. Good to see you, Jen. Hey, Demiser. Okay. Here we go. Rise from the ashes. Final day. Trial former. Okay, here we go. February 25th, 9:47 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby. Number 2. This is the defendant lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth! Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Zombie pirate robot Pokemon. Dirt Brass, Twist of Lemon are not Pokemon games. They should be, Build. They're going to run out of colors and, like, materials at some point. And then they're going to be like, now it's time for bamboo cubic zirconium Pokemon. It's going to happen eventually. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Well, welcome back in. What's up, With Intent? Welcome back in, gent. It's good to see you, bro. I want to say to everybody, by the way, just quickly that... again, it has been proven to me, as has been proven to me many times, of course, but again, it's been proven to me, with the incidents going on, I don't want to get into this topic right now. There is going to be a point where I am going to address the situation both in Ferguson and what recently happened in my city, in New York City. I don't want to get into that, other than to say that this is another proof about the importance of community. So I want people to recognize that part of what we do and what makes, I think, my community, the Arvanauts, one of the best on Twitch is the support that we have for each other. So I want to continue to kind of encourage us to keeping that in mind, you know. It is important to be able to support each other. And so when you're going through something like this, we've had many people go through many things, because life is life in this channel, and we're always here for you. I just wanted to say that. All right. Right. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is? Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt on this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling on the defendant. 5 minutes after the trial starts, Lana will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I appreciate that, Dragon. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. It's unprecedented. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright? Haha, good, gent. No, this is the same. No, this is the case afterwards, build. This is it. Well, we were glad to be able to do it, Xanos. I'm really glad you're able to get help. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Ganton is on her, it's now. February 25th, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court. Courtroom, number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. Oh, Chief Gant. Morning, folks! How's everyone doing? Hey, Haji, you been back to the pool yet? What is this guy's obsession with swimming? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Ho-ho! That's a good one! I don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? That pause. Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. This punk. Guy's a punk. Hey, what's up, insect? Damn insect. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Fail, Lana. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman. See, she's doing this to protect her sister. This is crap. Crap. In the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. In that case, Lana Wright, suck it. You're not going to do this. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Oh, check that out later, Xanos. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Objection! Hold it! Nice. Edgeworth! One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. See, I like Edgeworth. You know, Edgeworth is kind of a... He could be a pain and he's stuck up and all that, but Edgeworth really does give a damn about the actual truth. Good to see you, Insect. I'm doing well. How are you? Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Ms. Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. Yeah, Edgeworth! Yes! Edgeworth is like, screw off, defendant! The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. In other words, suck it. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Ms. Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Yep. Now then, witness. Please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. And I'll thank you to shut up when I'm talking, Judge. No, that was just me filling that in my mind, you know. Yeah, haha, yes. Well, okay then. You sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Witness testimony, 2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Except it wasn't a knife. It was a knife, but it was part of the trophy. It's a good thing you weren't armed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. This continues to be weird. Cross-examination 2 years ago. That I'm like cross-examining with her, you know, with him. It's weird. Waiting in my sister's office that day. Hold it! 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes. She was second in command under Chief Detective Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Chief Detective Gant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk. And dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day, too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man came running in and took me hostage. Hold it! A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Skye and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. Hold it! What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present in Dark's questioning. Detective Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Gant was there too? Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought it was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in? I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw that instant. Hold it! Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark, but just then, the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Yes, I also think I have it. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Nope. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. Hold it! You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken? But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it. I got you. This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. Guess I should check the evidence again. Well, anyway, let's continue. This scene that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us? The man... Okay. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Okay. Let me go back here, because I do have that picture. It is not lost, in fact. You can see the trophy, because that's what he actually killed him with. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you still insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! I said behold! What's up, Gray? This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn it... Ah! What's this? Yes, what is that? Hey! That's it! That's the picture I drew! Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. What is the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one, the Voltron of evidence lists. Form blazing list! You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Order. Order. Who'd have thought the picture would have been drawn on the back of this list? That was handed to Detective Goodman in the questioning room? Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor. Are you all right, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth? It's possible. Let's see. Oh, God. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is something drawn on the back of my list. This is that thing. What the hell is Blue Badger doing there? Blue Badger? That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Apparently, the head of criminal affairs used this for his blueprint. I guess he was out of scrap paper. What? Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Okay. Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she saw the picture. Witness testimony. Emma's picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. What's up, Smacky? Jackson! Cross-examination, Emma's picture. I like how Edgeworth and Wright still have the dual eyes looking at each other, even though they're kind of working together on this trial. What's up, Leshrak? Good to see you, man. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Hold it! I don't need to hold it on this one, but I will anyway. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the detective team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. Hold it! It would be interesting if it was not, in fact, so it was actually Gant. It was Gant that killed Marshall, and Gant killed Marshall with the King of Prosecutors trophy. It was not Neil Dark. At the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue. No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. I said, "Happy birthday to the ground!" No. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. See, that's not Dark. I bet that's Gant. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? After that, I must have fainted. Hold it! You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No. I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw that instant. I'm gonna come back to that picture. Hold it! Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, no, of course not. I better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Yep. Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Yep, sure is. That may not be the right thing. I may have to wait on that. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly that evidence and the statement is now related? They aren't, are they? Oh, shoot. Okay, it's the other thing. Yeah. Think the facts over. Yep. So, but it is that's the issue. It's just it has to be, I have to show them something else first to prove it. S9 incident, it's not that. Her stabbing him with a knife is the issue, because it's not a knife, it's that trophy. I gotta figure out what piece of evidence to give him, because the contradiction is the knife. No, but I don't have that knife is the problem. Oh, wait, I see what you're saying. No, this is not it. That's not it. The thing is that this thing that he's holding is obviously the trophy. This is not the actual knife. Like, this is the trophy. That's what she saw. I just have to find the right thing. That was supposedly the thing that she used. It's kind of weird, like... I'm gonna save it here just in case. Throw a badger at the witness. I'm gonna save it here just in case. There's something wrong with that picture, and I know he used the trophy, because he even said that after that they stopped using the sword and the shield on the trophy and they made it just shields. I did try the trophy. It didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. Apples. And it's something about this picture. That's it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contained a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? There we go. That's what I was looking for. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. In fact, you don't even have to look closely to see that. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was the conclusive piece Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. Huh? Where could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Objection! I love when he objects to his objections. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. But what does this mean? Everyone's just like, objection, objection, objection for you, an objection for you, and you get an objection, and you get an objection. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Yes, there is. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No? Arg! Order, order, order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor. Exactly. Exactly, TNS. One of my favorite parts of Milan. Objection on you. Objection on your family. Objection on your cow. Oh, God. Look under your chairs. You're all getting objections. It's funny. Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. Yep, and it's that Gant killed him. And I am the law. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. Yes, there was. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Well, I got that covered. It's called the King of Evidence. Another broken knife beside Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? There is another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright! In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Take that! If anything's broken here, it's you. Huh? I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. May I remind you the fate of Miss Lana Sky has the bounce? That was it! God damn it, that's the... that's the weapon. Bastards. I still say it's this. It's the... See, I still say that it's... There used to be a sword and a knife on this thing. Sorry, a knife and a shield on this thing. There used to be one, and there isn't one on there anymore, because Gant, specifically Gant, wanted it removed. Screwdriver or Edgeworth's knife? I don't understand what they're talking about. The picture? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So the picture itself, because the picture shows... It's not the vase, no. It's not the vase. It's definitely the knife on that weapon. I guess it's not the shoe either. It's the picture, then. It's the picture that shows the other one. Yeah, blah, 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 whatever. From save point. Alright. We go to that. Hey, what's up, Kilobyte? It's definitely that trophy. Okay, contradiction lies here. Tip is broken. Look closely to see that. Look at the evidence. Murder weapon. Tip is broken too. If I recall, tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. This piece of evidence proved Joe Dark was the murderer. Not so simple. Objection. Good to see you, Kilobyte. Obvious. Really, the victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed, murder weapon should not yet be broken. Okay. Okay, let me save it here, since the last time I didn't save it there. And I had to go through all that again, just in case. I feel like I did already present it, honestly. But I haven't presented the picture, though, so... Mm-hmm. Okay, events the day. I'm zipping through this because we already did it. It's right there. The knife is right there. That's the knife. You see that? Broken tip, the whole business. It was that thing right there. Okay, this is where I will save now, because this is right next to the point where I'm supposed to do that. Okay. Okay, this is a good place to save it because this is where the actual decision gets made. We need some Law and Order action. Okay, see you, Leshrac. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you, man. Don't work too hard, Leshrac. Can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. See a broken knife. Okay, let me see that picture. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. Okay, I called it. This thing right here is what I was talking about. Oh, okay, cool, Leshrac. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. I was on this for at least 2 days. That's a broken knife! As we earlier concluded, the knife in the picture was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood this award. Yeah, I know. I knew it was there, I just had to give him the right item. Order, order, order. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a broken knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors' award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! That's true, a little bit. It's the golden armor. Exactly, arcades. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back? I knew it! This picture. I'm the one who drew it. Exactly. Blue Badger, that was the template, but that was the actual thing he used. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. The real victim, the real killer was Blue Badger, no. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the Blue Badger. This should be interesting. Blue Badger hype. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with a knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. The judge is like, this is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The head detective of criminal affairs didn't even design him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop! Please, don't pursue this any further. I know the deal. You're gonna find out that she actually killed something. Or you think that she did. Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Shut up, Lana. We're saving you. Chief Prosecutor Skye. Shut the hell up. Oh, we've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. She's protecting her sister, which has been the case for a long time. Emma's recollection. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed both of them. Hold it! Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we've just theorized... Hey, what's up, Pop Shop? How you been, man? As we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help Mr. Marshall. I think I knocked away the man with a knife. Hold it! What do you mean, you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. In a matter of just a few seconds, Miss Sky was almost killed, and she witnessed a murder about to take place. A little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next? Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. Hold it! Are you sure about this? Of course! See? I even drew a picture of him here. Of the shadow. But the head detective of criminal affairs thought up this hideous beast. No, he used it as a template. And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Hold it! His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh? And I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger really? Blue badger hadn't even been dreamed up when Emma drew this picture, yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room! Mr. Wright! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? She saw your magnificent beard. No, that's not what she saw. Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike. Could it be the vase? No, I don't think it could be the vase. Although the vase was there, wasn't it? It's either the vase or it's that armor. It's that suit of armor. I'm going to try the vase. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright! That doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? I know, exactly. I'll be there. Got to show them the correct angle to look at this from. Spatial relations, don't fool me now. I know, right? Does that look close, you guys? Does that look close? It's definitely this vase. But is that close enough? Because the vase was in that picture, too. She would freaking stop moving, stupid blue badger. Right, I gotta make it look more like the badger. Around the defense, its case hinges on the witness's drawing. Mr. Wright can't manage to shake the witness drew. We cannot accept this claim. I've got to find just the right angle. It's a good call. Saving it. I want it as a plushie. Alright, oh, Mr. Wright, you could do it. Okay. Wait a minute. That's what I was doing before. Oh, wait a second. I feel like that's the two, like... Wait a second. Okay, there's that... Oh, I almost got it. Ah, come on, that is right. Ah, come on, that is right. That is right, damn it. Ah. Okay, so... Did it really? Okay. I just... That looks like it. Is that not it? Is that seriously not it right there? That's seriously not it? Hey, what's up, Lord? Is that not... That's not it, really? Shut up, Demiser. I think it is Mike's strong suit. I think it's not the strong suit of these people who need to have this stuff spelled out for them. I think it's pretty obvious. Sure as hell looks like the Badger. It's very picky. I mean... That's not it right there? Yes. I think that's exactly what I did the last time, but whatever. Well, is this a miracle or what? Got that exactly the last time. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. No. It can't be! Order. Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that Badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Was off slightly? Alright. The Blue Badger did it. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? I'm saving here because I don't want to have to go through that jar reconstruction thing again. I know, it is impressive. It's very impressive. It's cool. It's sort of like building the mystery backwards, you know? Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. Not only that, but she saw it at a very specific angle. Knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. It is pretty cool stuff, yeah. Thank you, Diddy. And Reddit. Thank you also for the Reddit thing as well. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I have finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Through? T-H-R-A-W. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, he would have fallen on that knife. What would he have hit? Ah! The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword. Yes. In all the Phoenix Wright cases, there's always some other super dangerous, sharp object nearby. It was the same thing with the case where it was like outside the trailer. You know, whatever the one, Turnabout the Steel Samurai case, where it was like the guy actually fell on the prongs outside of that flower garden. And since the man who was knocked into the armor is carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the prosecutor's award. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking, yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Ms. Skye, but given the circumstances... Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that prove my sister killed Neil Marshall? As I save, because I don't want to have to go back through that. I still say this is Gant's fault. Money. Still typos, though. I'm just saying. There was a translator. Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touché, Mrs. Skye. Ms. Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. Somehow. That's impossible. He did it in blood. The blood on the vase. What's up, Caged? Welcome back. The blood on the vase is going to be some kind of message. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Gotta think back to the court record. The real murder's name that the victim may have left behind. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Ms. Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek, the truth. no matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. I think it's the vase. This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he just going to speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. That was cute. I was like, wait, why is it saying blue badger? You can't handle the truth. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there is a line here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No! Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. The murderer's name. Still say it's Gant. I am having too much fun. You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about the Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse where he's like, connect the dots. La 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 la. What's up, love? It's a defense attorney's duty to prove his client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. But it was an accident, though. I don't know why accidents don't seem to matter to these people. Red rum. Seaworthy? Can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Ah, yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Oh, wow, Apples. No, I got you, Gant. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. Still say this is set up by Gant. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order, 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 order! The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Wow, caged. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued. Alright, well that's going to do it for me for tonight, and... No, just kidding. Yeah, I'm taking Gant down. Something still doesn't fit here, and Gant is dirty. He's dirty, man. I know Gant is dirty. February 25th, 12:06. District Court. Defendant Lobby, number 2. The music sounds vaguely Final Fantasy VI-ish to me, Gent. Oh, thank you, Wyval. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. The SpongeBob SquarePants, my education. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to sleep with intent until I finish this. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Well, let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day. I'm sure you know the 2 rules of evidence law, don't you, Wright? Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so... You could at least study some evidence law, really. Not funny, Xanos. Not funny. Xanos, are you... That's fine. I appreciate you guys doing it. It's not a big deal. What wizardry is this? The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. Him. That's Gant. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Securely slipped evidence law into pocket. Yeah, I understand, Jen. It was just something else that because Twitch Reddit is a big thing, I decided to have just put, you know, my thread on there. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me? Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. And Miss Guy Fauci unwittingly caused the man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. There are some, yeah, the problem with Reddit is that it's so big that there are some subreddits, like the fantasy subreddit is pretty good. They do a lot of Ask Me Anythings there. But then there's other subreddits that are kind of crappy. Like, we can all agree that 4chan just sucks, right? That just universally sucks. But there are parts of Reddit that are good. So it just depends on what subreddits you're talking about. So that's basically the idea. You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there, and that person is Gant. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. February 25th, 1252. District Court. Courtroom number 9. This is it, the last stage. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness, but, this isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that Mr. Edgeworth may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? But there's never been a case example. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright? The final battle. What do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The, defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. The defense calls... Whoa. In that case, Edgy, you'll pardon me if I save it first. Since you pointed out, the defense calls, the time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. Take that! Get out here, Gant. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel you should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. What's up, Professor Calculus? Oh, really? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. No, 4chan just sucks. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Nothing good. Anything that ever came out of 4chan that's good is gone, long gone. There's nothing good that comes out of 4chan at this point. Because anything you could get there that would be good, you could get in a million other places that doesn't have the cesspool quality that you referred to. So, yeah. Okay. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right. Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Oh, I'm taking this punk down. Time has come. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto! What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh? Like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. What? That is crap. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony. SN incident. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. Why the hell would you have an armor? Why would you even have a knight in your office with a sword out? Why would you even have that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even do that? When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast. Cross-examination, SL9 incident. Questioning that day. Hold it! I'm gonna press the hell out of this guy. As I recall, the ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. Oh, that's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. To make a long story short, we slipped up. The power outage didn't help either. Hold it! So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first, so Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked was when that knife went into his heart, though. What is with this guy? Why is that funny? Seriously, what is with this guy? I don't even, like... What is with this guy? Good gravy. That's not... I love how the writers almost always are anticipating what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. And immediately after, Phoenix is like, that's not funny. Like, yeah, that's right, Phoenix. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Hold it! Could you tell us what you saw? How did Lana get there? It was a shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor? Yes! Apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. Hold it! Oh yeah? How can you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means... you found the body near Lana's desk. Except we didn't find any blood on... I didn't find any blood on the sword on the suit of armor. I just found blood over underneath the window. It would be weird if the suit of armor was actually on the other side of the room in front of the window, because that's where the blood was. What if the actual armor was moved to the other side of the room? That's right. Yeah, exactly. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. In front of the window, yes. Anyway, as you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Hold it! So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. But moving a body... That sounds good. Thanks for stopping by, Messiah. Have a good night. Moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable, no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd be better off staring at the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link Gant to the incident. I'm going to save it before I go any further. It's got something to do with that suit of armor. He moved it somehow. It's not that. Slipped up the power outage didn't help either. Yeah, you had a thought on what to use? The only thing I'm thinking about that screwdriver as a possibility. I'm thinking about that possibility. He's got gloves on, but he always has gloves on. Print belongs to Emma. I'm gonna guess it's either this or it's either the strip of cloth or it's the screwdriver, I'm gonna guess. Objection! If you really had nothing to do with the forgery, then how do you explain this? What's that? And what's that on it? A handprint? Chief Gant, your explanation, please. I don't know. You tell me, son. Huh? My dear Righto, don't you know the second rule of evidence law? Uh-oh, not this again. Evidence law. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case and trial. Tell me, how is that rag relevant to this trial? It appears the defense was not prepared. Guess it's too early to use this piece of evidence. Please accept my profound apologies, Chief. you mind giving the defense another chance? Oh, well, okay. I'll do it just this once, but only because you asked, Udgy. Thank you. I assure you the defense is terribly sorry. Shut up, Judge. Ha ha ha. Yeah, sorry I didn't nail you. So that handprint is going to make a difference, but... no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Sure about that power outage thing yet. Range the crime scene. Yeah, I didn't think the screwdriver was going to work. Yeah, it was not worth it yet. Executive investigators, Damon Gant, Lana Skye. There's still... gotta tie him to it. Is it this photo again? Is it possible that it's this photo one more time? Slipped up. The power outage didn't help either.